am very excited about today's show because it solved a big problem for me. Today, we are going to talk about healthy meal prep. And I've got 5 recipes for you that come together with very basic and simple ingredients, and they are all different and they're all tasty. And I'll even show you my secret little helper that makes my life easier. Welcome to the Spicy Apron Show. My name is Heather, and I am here to show you the easiest ways to get the best results in your kitchen. And today, yes, we are talking about healthy meal prep. Now, for those of you who follow me, you know that I have fairly recently switched over to a clean eating diet. Honestly, one of the best things that I have ever done. But one of the big problems I was having was lunch because yes, if you follow me, you also know I love my Taco Bell and I do love McDonald's French fries, and those are out the window. So what was I gonna do for lunch? And I really did struggle with it for a while. And after a few months, I just decided, all right, I just need to prep it. I just need to get it done so that when I'm working all day long, I don't have to think about it. And it has worked out really well, and that is what I'm going to show you today. So I have a lot of ingredients here, and I'm going to get to each one of them and show you how to pull it together into 5 distinct meals that you can enjoy. I do them for lunch. You certainly could do them for dinner if you want to, but I also do want to show you how I use the CookingPal Multo to help make it easier for me. But don't worry, you don't have to have one in order to cook these, but it is a lot easier. But yes, if you look at the link below, it will take you to my website and it has all the recipes, and it will also tell you how to do them without using your CookingPal Multo, but it also might convince you that you're gonna want one of these anyway. So let's get to it. Now, it's called meal prep for a reason, because there's a lot of prep involved. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but man, once you do it, then you're set for the week. So the first time you jump in, you might think, oh my gosh, that was a lot of work. And it is, but man, the rest of your week just flies by, and you will reward yourself by eating really healthy lunches. Now, I'm gonna tell you briefly why I did switch to a clean eating diet and also the results it has given me. But if you're not interested in that, that's okay. You won't hurt my feelings. Go ahead and go to this point in the video and it will get you right to the point where I start the actual meal prep. But let me take just a couple of minutes to explain. A couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with very severe Crohn's disease. Severe enough that my doctor said it is by far the worst case that he has seen in 35 years. He ultimately referred me to the Crohn's specialist at the Mayo Clinic. And the consensus was, yes, I should go on some pretty powerful medications, which I did, and they were great. And I'm very thankful for that. So fast forward a little bit, I had been on these medications, multiple different medications that did a lot of different things for about 1.5 years, and I was very well controlled. I'm very lucky. I know that not everybody can get controlled, even with medicines. But once I was so controlled, I decided I want to look at other alternatives, partly because I didn't like the side effects of the medicines, partly because they're quite expensive, and partly because I'm going to sail around the world, and packing medicines that require refrigeration, well, that just wasn't going to work for me. And so I said to my doctors, hey, I've read a lot of stuff out there about controlling inflammation, and Crohn's is an autoimmune disorder that causes inflammation of the entire digestive tract. And I wanted to be able to control it with food, and I have read a lot of things about it. Both doctors, not surprisingly, said, you're crazy, you're nuts, it'll never work. But they understood why I wanted to do it, to be fair. They knew I was well-researched and they knew why I wanted to do it. So about 8 months ago, I quit all my medicines and started a very strict clean eating diet. And it is very focused on anti-inflammatory foods. And if you're interested in anti-inflammatory foods, I do have a free handout. If you click on the link below, it'll go to your inbox. It's the 10 foods you should eat and the 10 foods you shouldn't eat. So I had been following it very, very, very strictly, in addition to exercise and even some meditation and yoga. And 7 months in, I had the full workup, all my labs done, and yes, a wonderful colonoscopy again. And everybody was shocked because guess what? My colon is, what were the words of my doctor? Shockingly normal. Not only has it worked so far, knock on wood, I don't know what the future holds, but I do know that it is working for now. And even my doctors had to admit what you're doing is working. And so while I'm being very, very closely followed, they're going along with me on trying to control this with just diet. So it has done wonders for me. I feel great. I feel better than I have in like 25 or 30 years. And that's why I want to share this with you because yes, it takes extra effort. And at first it can be a little bit all consuming, but man, once you get it down, it's just a way of life. And honestly, you feel great. So what did I do in order to meal prep these foods? Now, what I have laid out here, some of it I've already prepped, some of it I'm going to show you in the CookingPal Multo, how I can do 3 things at once. Yes, that helps. But with meal prep, it's really important to start with some basics. So I start with brown rice, and yes, it is better for you than white rice, and I'm not gonna go into all the details why, but I have switched to fully brown rice, but if you like white rice, that's good too. You can cook some rice. And the rice, now, you guys who follow me know I'm a big, huge Instant Pot fan, and I've done my rice in the Instant Pot for years and years and years, and I really, really do like it. However, I did try it in my Multo. It's better. There is no question. It is better. It is always my go-to to do rice. I'm not going to show you that part now because I'm going to get to this complete meal that I am putting together, but that is how I do my rice. I also use a lot of chickpeas, and they have loads and loads of protein, and they go in almost anything, in soups and salads and hummus and all that kind of stuff. So I actually prefer to make my own chickpeas from dry instead of buying canned, but you can buy canned. But again, if you're really going for the healthy route, I would suggest doing it on your own. Then you know what's being put in there. And I also love, love, love black beans. I eat them all the time. These I do still do in my Instant Pot. And I also do the chickpeas in the Instant Pot as well. I have a video up here on the black beans in the Instant Pot, but I have loads of different beans in the Instant Pot on my channel if you want to just search for that. So those are the basics. Then you just have to chop a bunch of stuff, right? So, and we'll get to putting this together in a minute. So I've chopped up some carrots and celery, and I've got some radishes, and I've got some tomatoes, and another one of my favorites, red onions. So all of these are prepped. Now, let me get to the one that I am going to do in the Multo to show you how convenient it is to be able to do multiple things at once. Okay, for this part of the meal prep, I'm gonna do 3 different things in my Multo at the same time. Now, some of you are probably like, what the heck is a CookingPal Multo? I did do this video that gives a big overview of what it is, so if you want the details, look at that. Basically, it is an ultimate cooking machine. It does everything. It chops and it minces and it blends and it emulsifies food, but it also cooks. So it steams and it sautés and well, I'm going to show you, cooks chicken and vegetables and eggs all at the same time. So that is what I'm going to do right now. Now I have here some chicken tenders that I have cut up, and I'm just going to season them a little bit. I've just got some salt and pepper and paprika and of course cayenne, because you all know I like it spicy. And then really you're just going to coat the chicken. Again, the chicken is going to come together later in a dish. So for now, just get a rough coating of some spices on it. Now, let me explain what's going to happen. In here, I have some eggs. Part of the plan includes hard-boiled eggs. These are going to go in the bottom of the Multo. They are going to cook at the same time as what I'm going to put in here. Now, this is a set of 2 steamer baskets that are stacked on top of each other. You can use 1 or 2, but since I'm doing 3 different things, I'm going to use them both and also that steamer basket in there. So I am going to put the vegetables on top for a couple of reasons. These will fit better up there. So I just have some broccoli and some zucchini and some squash that I cut up. And I am simply going to pile them all on this tray that's going on top. Now, the tray that goes underneath that is where I am going to put the chicken. So the chicken is going to fully cook in this basket. Now, again, if you're like, well, I don't have a multo, how am I supposed to do this? Follow the link below to the full set of recipes. So you're basically gonna saute this chicken separately if you don't have a multo, and that works just fine. Okay, so my chicken, see, is in this basket. My veggies go on the top, and then I just put the steaming lid on top. So everything in here is going to steam. Now, I need to add some water, and it'll bring it to a boil, and then it'll cook it. There's so many wonderful things about the multo that I just don't have time to go in on today, but it has this tablet that is loaded with recipes that you can follow, and you just push buttons and it tells you what to do. You can also use it on your own if you have your own favorite recipes like smoothies, sauteing, soup. All of that is very, very easy in the multo. Now, if you can see, it has a scale and it's telling me exactly how much water to add. It's telling me to add 72 ounces. And so it will count up, and I stop when I see 72, which is a lot easier to do when I'm not facing it toward you. But as you can see, there it is, 72 and some change. So now the eggs are actually submerged in that basket. And now I'm going to lock this basket in place. And you just hit start. And that's it. So while the eggs are simmering, the chicken is going to be steaming and the vegetables are going to be steaming, and they all should take about the same amount of time. Obviously, the most important thing is we definitely want to make sure that chicken is fully cooked. This is set for 17 minutes, and I will look at it at that point, make sure it's cooked, which I know it will be, but then all of these will be done. Okay, shall we see what it looks like? Now, I did add a little bit of extra time. I think I piled on way too many veggies on the top, so I just added some extra time. All right, let's look first. Perfectly steamed veggies. I'm so excited about that. Now let me move those to the side. And look at this chicken. It's perfectly cooked. Next, let me show the eggs. So I don't have to reach in the hot water, and there are the eggs. All right, let me clean this up and cool everything off a little bit, and now we will assemble the meals. Okay, the hard part is over. Now the fun part begins. Let's put all this together. First, I do want to tell you briefly the two different kinds of containers that I use for meal prep. If I'm going to be taking it out of the house, if I had out of the house meeting or something like that, then I like these super lightweight plastic. They are reusable and washable containers, so I like those for that. If it's something that I am likely going to eat at home, I will use these fabulous glass lock containers. They are my favorite containers for sure. I love them. I will put links to both of these below. You guys decide what works for you. Okay, so first up, we are going to do hummus. Now, by the way, this hummus is super creamy, and I made it in the CookingPal Multo. I love their hummus recipe. They actually have two versions. One's a really, really creamy one, and one has a little bit more texture. For this, I happen to like the creamy one. And load up this side compartment with hummus. Now, hummus is one of those things, it's really, really good for you. By the way, I'm also going to be using this in another dish. So you will see, I definitely like to multi-purpose things that I have made. Hummus is one of those. Now, along with the hummus, I have chopped up some carrots and some celery and some radishes. Now, you can also buy baby carrots and use that if you don't want to bother peeling and cutting your carrots, but I will say they just really, really, really taste better if you go ahead and peel the bigger ones and cut them. Okay, now depending on what day you plan on eating these, I actually like to, oh wait, I've almost forgot my radishes. There you go, radishes. I just slice them up. And look how pretty that is. It's just beautiful. And it's very, very satisfying with this hummus. And then, okay, so as I was saying with the vegetables, I do sometimes put a damp paper towel in here to keep them a little bit more moist. But if this is what I'm going to be eating the next day, then I will just go ahead and cover it up like this after I put my pita. Now, kind of the same thing with pita bread. If you're going to eat it either that day or the next day, you can go ahead and put it in this container or just keep it wrapped up separately if you're going to eat it later in the week. Okay, 1 down, 4 to go. Now, I'm going to do those hard-boiled eggs that we made. If you recall, I made 4 of them. I have left 2 here. I did peel them. You can wait to peel them, but I like to peel them right away. So I have 2 of the hard-boiled eggs here, and the other 2 I'm going to put in something else. And then those wonderful steamed veggies. I like to just add salt and pepper, maybe a squeeze of lime if I have a lime handy. But these are so perfect, so healthy, and absolutely beautiful. You can use any vegetables you like. I have zucchini and squash and broccoli here. Again, little salt and pepper would make this dish perfect. And let's cover it up and go to the next one. Okay, this is another one that we are going to use the vegetables, but I am going to do some brown rice with chicken. Now, I love the brown rice, the nutty flavor and texture, and it really is quite filling. The fiber makes you feel full for a long time. So I put the brown rice in the large one, and then I add the veggies to the smaller one. Now I'm gonna put some chicken on top of that rice. And you don't need to be shy. I will say one of the things about eating with this diet is that I honestly can eat as much as I want. I eat all the time. I really do. That chicken goes on top of the rice next to the veggies. And then this is where I multi-purpose the hummus. So I'm gonna add that. Chicken and hummus is one of my very, very favorite dishes to make. I often will put a chicken breast in the oven and slather it with hummus on top and bake it for 25 minutes, and it's delicious too. So I love to incorporate those flavors in this meal. This is great cold, it's great hot, however you want to do it. Okay, next I'm going to use my little single serving glass lock. This is kind of like a Buddha bowl, I guess you'd call it. It's got brown rice, it's got black beans and chickpeas. Okay, now let me get some chickpeas. And again, these, I eat these all the time. I also search my channel for chickpeas. I have this great roasted chickpea snacks video. Love that. It's very popular. Okay, so brown rice, black beans, chickpeas. I like to add some tomatoes to that and a few red onions. I do love red onions. I know some people cannot digest them very well. My sister's one of those people, and I really feel sorry for her. So that's my little mini Buddha bowl. Now I am gonna drizzle it with a little vinaigrette dressing. Now I always like to start with just the basics. Once you make your own at home, you are never gonna buy store-bought. This is literally just some olive oil and some white wine vinegar with a clove of garlic and some salt and pepper. So what I do is I make the base with that. I use this one all the time. And I'm only going to use about half of it because I'm going to use the other half for the next dish. I'm going to change it up a little bit. So this is my little healthy Buddha bowl. Isn't that beautiful? And then the last one is a salad. Now, when you pre-make salads, one of 2 things. Either you need to not put the dressing on until right before you eat it, or if it's the meal you're going to eat that day or the next day, I do go ahead and put the dressing on because then I don't have to worry about the next day. So I've chopped up some romaine lettuce. Now, often I will have spinach. In fact, I usually do have spinach, but today romaine is what I have. And like I said, I put chickpeas or garbanzo beans on pretty much everything. They're just so good. I just love them. I will say, I do think that my poor family is a little tired of chickpeas because I make them all the time. Okay, lots of black beans go in this salad. I do have some leftover veggies. I could put those in there, but I'm gonna go ahead and add some tomato and I'm gonna load on some of this chicken. This is a very, very hearty salad. It could easily be a dinner, or if it's your lunch, you might need to take a nap afterwards. And of course, the last of my red onions. Look at that. Doesn't that actually really want to make you eat healthy? Whoever came up with the term eat the rainbow, this is it right here. Now, oh, I almost forgot. My eggs, the chopped up eggs, they go in here too. Wow, this one's getting a little bit full. Okay, now what I did is to the dressing that I had already made, I wanted to change it up a little so it didn't taste the same. So I added a little bit of honey and a little bit of Dijon mustard, gave it a good shake, and there we have it. I am going to be eating this today. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the dressing on now. And that is it. That is our 5th meal, guys. Look. It really wasn't that difficult, was it? No, it wasn't. It does take a little bit of time. I'm not going to lie to you. Like I said, my Molto has made all of my clean eating very much easier. And I do want to thank CookingPal for sponsoring this video. We definitely both recognize that it's a really good partnership. I love how it helps me eat the right way, and they like my videos. So anyway, thank you to them for sponsoring this. And I hope that all of you have at least learned a little bit on how to meal prep and give it a shot. Again, the first time might feel like, holy cow, that was a lot. You will appreciate it by the end of the week. Thank you for watching the Spicy Apron Cooking Show. I will see you next time. Happy cooking and happy eating.